You can be a villain and take me from the night, or be a superhero and bring me on a flight. Be yourself, don't be shy. Look beneath that shirt and tie. You might find you're the one to save me from this night. Nothing can stop me now. Nothing will hold me back. I've got fate on my mind. I fought the fight. I've saved the night. I saved the night. I saved the night. I saved the night. Treat me like a goddess and let me rule the night. You can be my servant and do the things I like. Baby, take me on a ride, 'cause tonight I feel alive. If I fall, be the one to save me from the night. Nothing can stop me now. Nothing will hold me back. I've got fate on my mind. I fought the fight. I've saved the night. I saved the night. I saved the night. I saved the night. I saved the night. It's just a fairy tale. There is no Superman and no Lois Lane tonight. We're in control of who you wanna be. Save the night, enjoy life, party for eternity. It's all a piece of fiction. It's just a fairy tale. There is no Superman and no Lois Lane tonight. We're in control of who you wanna be. Save the night, enjoy life, party for eternity. Nothing can stop me now. Nothing will hold me back. I've got fate on my mind. I fought the fight. I've saved the night. I saved the night. I saved the night. I saved the night. I saved the night.
So, there's thank you, my life synopsis. Okay, so I'll pull up my presentation here. And play. There we go. Okay. So my name is Heather Schmid. I am an international recording artist, and I am a member of the Recording Academy, which means I do get to vote for the Grammy Awards. And I've been lucky enough to be on the ballot several times. I am a classically trained opera singer, but the second I graduated from Boston University, my opera flew out the window when I won a beauty pageant called the Miss Millennium International Pageant, which came with a year-long national tour here in the U.S. and also a Las Vegas residency, and kind of turned into pop music, and all of Vegas's wonder fallen upon me, and everything that you can imagine did happen. So with that tour, I found out that I definitely needed to be about something more than just pop music. But at the same time, something very awesome happened. Oh, is this going without me? Yeah. So I fell in love with this awesome guy, and he was a Pakistani, and his name is Rafe, and he is amazing. He's spiritual and hilarious and amazing, and this world traveler, and this is our shadi. And if you know anything about Pakistani weddings, they are amazing. They're just the most colorful, beautiful saris and shalwar kameez and thousands of people and drums and, and they're just, it's crazy. And so, it's going without me. Don't go away. I'll stop. Here we go. Stop. And anyway, so we were married in Karachi, in Pakistan, before September 11th, when lots of international people were there, and I wasn't the only blonde person in Pakistan. There was lots of blonde people and lots of colors, and my parents came, and all of our friends, and we had the most amazing time. Then we went to northern Pakistan, and we toured the Karakoram Mountains, and we all had this massive honeymoon, which is totally, if you know the culture, very that way. All of our friends and relatives all came together, and we all had this, big honeymoon, my relatives and their relatives, and it was amazing, really. It really was. And still it's going without me. And so I'll just put it like this, how about? And so we went, so we were married in Pakistan, and I kind of had to reimagine my music career. Number one, because I didn't want to be Beyonce, because I knew that I was about something more than that, and also because I knew that, that I wanted to have a family life, and that I wanted to kind of balance my life as a musician and as a person. So my music career kind of took off, and this is when I started going more internationally. In the beginning, I was like Celine Dion, and Rafe was like Renee, and he was like my manager, and we went to China, and I had all these really amazing opportunities and shows in China. Here's some of these other, I was performing quite a lot in China, and Rafe is also, not a slouch. He has a thriving medical practice in Boston, and he is also a consultant, a medical consultant, and so he was also very busy too. But he and I would go on these massive excursions, and from the Wugong Mountains, and these live television shows, and these performances. I was doing these larger and larger scale events in China, and we kind of started evolving this music diplomacy without kind of knowing that we were doing it. It was just sort of something that came more natural. So here is some more of those performances. We reimagined a song called Moli Hua that became rather successful in the Chinese market, that played on the radio, and essentially landed me a TV show called The Ambassador, which may have infringed too much in the popular culture for the communist government's liking, shall I say, but this story is, it's a synopsis of a lot of things, but the truth is that we really did find a lot of success, and that I did find a lot of success in fulfillment in China, and this music diplomacy rather found me in the way that being a music ambassador did. So every show that I did benefited a local charity, and I found that this celebrity or perceived celebrity even was useful, and that I was able to really benefit a lot of these wonderful organizations and bring the media, bring attention to a lot of the wonderful work that was being done in China and internationally in UAE, in Dubai, and here are some of the, this was a village in northern Pakistan, in northern China. And so we benefited, so every show benefited a local charity, so wherever we were. And we did go to a lot of smaller cities in China, and it's a really, really big country. I mean, it's just so big. So it was an amazing experience and very educational for me, rather on-the-job learning of what music diplomacy can be and really how you can represent diplomacy in a very personal way. For many of these people, this was the first time they were meeting and seeing a live pop performance. And so what did you want to represent? Who did you want to be? And what did you want to say about popular culture? And that was really important to me. And so I was able to, through the TV show and through the live performances, be able to be about something more than just myself and just the live performance, to be able to then carry on a message and carry on the support to these local charities. And meanwhile, in Pakistan, things were becoming progressively more different, more difficult. Rafi's whole family was there. We had been traveling back and forth. By this point we have two kids, and his parents were there. His brother was there. There was less and less international people in Pakistan, in Karachi, in Lahore. Every time we go there, I would see, it was progressively more dangerous, and there were more bombings, and we were feeling more and more responsible that we needed to take some of the things that we were learning and bring it to the place that we loved. So naively we said, well, we would try our music diplomacy in Pakistan, and we decided to devote our full time to this project, and we called it the Unity Project. And I left this slide up here specifically because I wanted to show how, how I can see now that it's condescending or that it's naive because, and I do want to point out that Rafi wrote that part, but improving the image of Pakistan, we learned so much along the way that uniting people of Pakistan, and we presented this as if, we could solve so many problems, and it was really, very idealistic and overly self-important, and those are things that are important to learn along the way. And but it is important to have that very big goal in order to see through all of the things that do come your way as you go, especially being an independent artist that will find all of these naysayers, as the last speaker mentioned. So we had this idea we were going to do this Unity Project, and the anti-Muslim sentiments in America were, we thought, at an all-time high. We couldn't imagine the elections of 2016, but we are here. And our daughter, at that point, wouldn't tell people that she was Muslim. Our Muslim family members were becoming more fundamental. I'm not going to say radicalized, but distrusting. There was, this backlash from September 11th was really being felt. Pakistan was more divided, we were seeing, and terrorism was a real problem internationally, and we wanted to represent Pakistan. The shadi that we saw, this tour with our relatives, northern Pakistan, this beautiful countryside that we loved, to the world. And so we said we want to quell rumors and pessimism and present the vibrant Pakistan to the world. And that's what we said. We would have this unity song where we would bring First I Am Pakistani, that's what it is called. And so I would be the singer. It is a national song which honors the August 14th holiday. It celebrates unity and the unique qualities of each province. The cool thing is that this man here, I don't know if you can see my clicker here, this man here's name is Anwar Maqsood. Anwar Maqsood is the Shakespeare of Pakistan, and he's an amazing writer. He's just a prolific writer, a deeply respected writer, and a satirist. And he wrote the lyrics to the song. So he wrote a beautiful devotion to his country. And we got his good friend Ashad Mahmood, who is also a very respected composer. He runs the National College of Music in Pakistan, and he wrote the melody. And I wrangled some Boston Symphony Orchestra members to play, and also my producers in Los Angeles to put the song together. And our daughter Syra wrote a hook, the pre-hook there. And then this is part of the presentation which I wanted to keep, because as we were bringing this around, I wanted people, and it was important that I was an established artist, and that I had been singing in many languages, and that this wasn't just this little fun thing, that we were doing this because we wanted to. So here is the 4 provinces of Pakistan, and I will say, when we presented the idea of the unity song and me singing the lead of the song, it was met with near universal suspicion and pessimism, and I could say almost entire rejection straight through. We met with all high-level, executives, media companies, governments, NGOs, private companies, USAID, charities, banks, all had these massive, wonderful meetings, very cordial, very supportive, and entirely rejecting the idea as, insurmountable. Just not something that it would be possible to do. Security was a real issue in Pakistan. There were these bombings, and it's just not something that anyone thought was possible. And so we proceeded on. We started filming. We started just, we kept on shooting the song and shooting the footage for what we hoped would be the TV show and the video and the music video, and each time it was getting progressively more dangerous and more expensive, and I had left my lucrative career internationally to come to Pakistan, and it was tough. It was really tough. And here is the footage of that whole process. So we decided that through this process we had to talk about our relationship and my connection to Pakistan, because people immediately thought that I was a subversive member of the CIA, or I don't know, they thought I was, what was You're laughing, you know that's true, right? Yes, it is the first thing that people said to me every time. And they would be, not obvious about it or obvious, but because that is a real issue. It's a real issue. And people could not believe that we were doing this because we wanted to. And so we had to tell our story. We had to tell that Rafi and I were married here. Here's this is our story, and this is how we feel, and this is the truth. And please go investigate us, because we know you will anyways. We'll go through and look at our story and read our emails. I've been in China for a long time. I've walked into the hotel room where everybody's been looking through my when you've traveled, you get a little more eyes open to how things really are. So you have experiences, Edward Snowden is a real thing. This is how things are. So if you want to play in these circles, you have to be realistic, and you have to say, this is how I want to tell this story. So we finished the song. And we started to do series of interviews on TV. And Rafi is just a really likable, very genuine guy. He's intelligent. He's just a real person. And we just explained the song, and people liked him. And we just, and we had our kids with us, and we told the real story. And people started to come around about it. And I started to do more live performances. And I have to show you this funny photo. Here is my press conference. Look at this photo here. Here is the press conference that we did in Pakistan, and this is Ashid Mahmood, and look at his body language. He's like this. He's covering his face. I did a press conference for all of the media in Pakistan, and he said in Urdu, this was right before the song was released. It makes me laugh because this is the whole story, how it was going. He said in Urdu that, look at these very genuine poor people, like look at them. This is a very nice thing. I don't think they will release the song. It won't make it the whole way. But they wrote a nice article, and they'll give him a chance, and but you can see his body language, like, oh, come on. And this was the photo in the newspaper. But they did a lot of nice coverage for the song, and then it was released. And here he is with the release. So what was happening was one of the things coming up to the event was I was doing these live events, and it was getting more and more. I mean, there was a lot of intermittent terrorism events, especially it seemed in Karachi at the time. I was doing a live show at halftime at a cricket event in Karachi, and I was facing the camera at halftime, and it was a big stadium, I would say about 20,000 people, and I had my two kids with us, he was 2 at the time, and my daughter, and I was looking at the camera, and the stadium was full, and I was singing an Urdu song. But when my vocals went to the stadium, everyone got excited or whatnot, and the whole stadium just rushed the whole state. They just ran, full sprint towards me. So I'm looking out. I'm at the camera. I'm singing the song, and I'm looking out, and the entire stadium is just like running at me, and I'm live on Geo TV. And everyone's watching this live broadcast. It's 250 million people, and the whole stadium is just like running towards me. And I'm looking at of course, my 2-year-old American kids are like playing. They don't see a thing. They're just like over here playing, like. And it wasn't that. It was just enthusiasm. It's not a. It was definitely a stampeding thing ready to happen, but. So anyway, they ended up cutting the transmission, and the cricket event had to end. But these are the types of things that happen, and they just happen. We said that 2013 August has to be our that has to be when we need to release it. Look, we ran out of money. This is idealism has its boundaries. We need to just release this song, and whatever is at this point is what it is. At that point, I was popular enough that I was a personal target, and we were getting this information that they kind of knew where we were, and that we couldn't travel openly, and so it was becoming more, the security concerns were really very legitimate at that point. So August 2013, we arrived in Pakistan with the song mixed and mastered. With the help of PTV, we did the music video the night before, August 13th, and they liked the song. It was a mix of pop and had this kind of dance vibe. And we did the interviews and the press conferences and the TV coverage. And by that point, something awesome happened, that all of the media channels came together, and they had heard that we were legitimate by that point, and they played the song and the video, and the Unity song was now in regular rotation on the radio, and so it was on. Also, here's the here's some of the footage from the, and here is Facebook. It was successful on Facebook as well. Some of the statistics are here. These are some of the messages. Then it was starting to get write-ups. 3 million views. This was the reality show that we had filmed, this full reality show. And here is the press conference that we just did last March from the Pakistan embassy. This is the ambassador to Pakistan, saying how this song is the real, it's the measure of hope, talking about how effective this cultural diplomacy is. They kind of looked at these metrics that we had, and so to the Pakistan people and to the American government, the Pehlay Hum Pakistani Hai was an example of effective cultural diplomacy. The popularity of the song, the people's reaction, the alliances formed in the minds every day, and there was a real lack of hope at that time hopefully people felt more positive and more unified. But to us, the project really came at a personal loss. The financial hardship, the loss of income. It was really very difficult, and the fact that we couldn't get the collaborators to take that to the next step. We had this established celebrity, we had this first step of the song, and we kind of established a relationship of this unity in Pakistan, that we couldn't move to the next level because we couldn't get the government to pay for the next project, and we couldn't get either the US or anyone to just help release the reality show or to kind of tell the story behind it. And that was something that we really struggled with. But at that point, we had just too much security issues. And then we did track the measures of success so that we could kind of talk about that. And here was the event, and this was just a little while ago, and they were. We also did many events. This was a Supreme Court event for the Supreme Court Justice in Pakistan, and the concert series and so forth. So I came here today to get inspiration, to be revitalized, to be inspired by you and all the work that you do, because it takes a toll, and I really needed to come and be around people like you who are doing this work, and I needed that. Let's see. And I also, I go back to Facebook and read all the messages that people write, because 40,000 messages on Facebook of gratitude means so much. So I think that, the Unity Project was something, because it's so close to me. It's like my love, it was my family, it's like my relationship, And so it is something that, as a person, when you do something so close to yourself, it's emotional. And so I wanted to just talk about, as people, as artists, those of us that are out there doing these projects, trying to fight against, trying to fight for progressive ideas, that, you have to just try to rebuild and try to keep moving and just taking steps at a time. And I came to this group specifically for that purpose. So thank you for the work that you do, and thank you for, giving me the strength to move my project forward. Thank you.